Got this email, by the way, from a listener this morning, 629. Timmy, I need to tip my cap and soil my britches due to the service and help of one Clayton Patterson of Mungenast and their outstanding service department. It all started over a week ago when this hot toddy headed to Nashville for his monthly venture for work and the gaggles of 25 to 32-year-old women that are always oh so yums. Picks for you, Mr. Cockatoo, but not for the commoners.
Is this a Mungenast read?
Yeah, where does Clayton Patterson come in? They go to Nashville with him?
I just read it's in the prompter. My engine fan was running hard and making noises. Only pick number 2 could provide, and she was not in the car, so I knew something might be amiss. Well, being a white-collar business executive.
The hell is this going?
I don't know, but I enjoy it.
I do too.
That's what happens when I don't read these before
It's the best
reading them on the air. That could not show you a dipstick from an engine block, and proud of it, we drove on. We drove all week from pick number 3 to pick number 4 and then for some more. Like Jackson, that poor engine fan could not keep up with my strong, mature libido. You can't keep up with older men.
What in God's name is going on?
It's like a Mungenast read. That's what it is.
I'm an old engine fan? Oh, they changed the copy up. I gotta say, I'm a fan.
While making my stops for business in lots of Nashville's hot chickie. Once home, this hot toddy realized not only he left several quarts of love juice, but also several parts of engine coolant in Smashville. So what to do, Mr. Boogaloo?
Is Kevin Miller writing the copy for Mungenast now?
This is an email from a listener. Right. Simply call Clayton Patterson. I was on the 3rd tee at my country club.
Now it's Mr. Licks is writing the club. He's writing the copy.
No, he's not a country club anymore.
Realizing this has had become an issue, and Clayton, in all of his Sunday glory, called me right back. He set a plan to meet him Monday morning at his West County Acura shop. He not only got me in a loaner car, he also got me a 2024 Acura MVX. He also got me a service team to look over as I did pick number 5. I ran that engine so hot it was like Iggy on a Friday at 3:30 getting ready for a self-toss and a tilapia fillet and then bed.
This sounds like it doesn't have a damn period anywhere.
Hello, la, la, la.
All right, so we got a bunch of idiots today to start us off. Pete, what's up, Pete? Let's try you. See if you're going to make it any better.
How did you get Clayton's cell phone number?
Perfect drop.
God.
I don't have the answer. All right, so you got that. And then, I don't know if this is an apology to Josh Heupel, but it's an explanation of the stand-on business thing. For those of you who may recall November when Missouri beat the hell out of Tennessee, he runs up to Josh Heupel, who had run up the score on Missouri the previous year with a late touchdown, and said, "We stand on business, Josh." And I think Heupel was like, "What the hell was that?"
Didn't he say it running away, like at full speed?
He said it as he was kind of turning, like a little reverse pivot. We stand on business, Josh.
So here is the explanation on that.
So going into that game, we're going to play Tennessee. Yeah. They've beaten us pretty good the previous 2 years.
Yeah.
And our players knew that we didn't play our best, and defensively we hadn't played our best. And so the motto for that week for defense was stand on business. We were going to stand on business, and that just means everybody's got to do their job. Don't worry about the scoreboard. Don't worry about the opponent, but we got to stand on business. And so I told the defense if they stood on business that I would tell the head coach that after the game. And they did it. And if you'll watch the clip closely, the defensive captain, number 6, is walking right behind me because we were beating them pretty good, and so they were all gassing me up, and they were walking right behind me to make sure I did it. And I had 2 choices. I could either look like a jackass nationally by saying it, or I could look like a jackass to my team for not saying it. And there's no choice in that. I'm gonna make sure that what I say and what I do with my team is always consistent. And if other people don't like it, man, I really don't care.
Yeah.
I really don't care, because the brotherhood in the locker room is the most important thing to me. And keeping my word to those men is way more important than what the outside noise thinks about me. People think I'm dorky. People think I'm arrogant. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't think all that about me? Those players in that locker room. what they think about me is, I hope they think that there's a guy who trusts and respects them and has a lot of love for them.
I appreciate the context, because otherwise I was just like, what in the hell's going on here? Doesn't matter. They beat the hell out of him, but what a strange thing. So that explains quite a bit.
Yeah, I thought for the longest after it happened that it was in reference to Heupel running it up on them and kind of his response. But that context, I like his self-awareness that he knows he kind of sounded like a jackass when doing it. But I really like saying, I'd rather look like a jackass on national TV than to the guys in the locker room. I think that is, if it's not corny, it is, appreciated, I bet, from the players.
Moment. Now, here is the thing that at the moment, because otherwise you go, okay, it was just tightness, it's a spring game, it doesn't mean anything. But Sonny Gray has had hamstring issues in the recent past. He made all 32 of his starts last year for the Twins, but he was on the IL 3 times in 2022, and 2 of those 3 IL stints were hamstring related. He missed 3 weeks in mid-April 2022 with what the Twins termed a low-grade right hamstring strain, so that is back here, the right hamstring, and he was placed on the IL again in mid-September with another right hamstring strain. Point being, my initial inclination would be like, okay, it's a precautionary thing, could be irrelevant, but he has been on the IL twice in the last, 18 months, or twice in the last 24 months, with an IL strain. So from his right hamstring, which is why he was removed from the game yesterday. So therefore, from that standpoint, it gives you reason for potential concern. As Jackson, a question you asked me last week, I think, on Balloon Party was, who is the one player who would go on the IL who could cause you the biggest concern? I said, well, it's easy. It's Sonny Gray. It's not even a sweat.
Yeah.
And you said, okay, outside of Sonny Gray, because it's so obvious it's Sonny Gray. And so if you have that situation, and this is an injury that has gotten him and got him twice in 2022, it's something that I'm sure the Cardinals are keeping an eye on.
I know how you feel, though, because I had this, you know who Andy Coen is? Sure. The Bravo guy. So I went to high school with him. He was,
oh, is that right?
Yeah,
you guys were in the same class?
Greyhounds.
He was yeah, that's right. He was a senior when I was a freshman. Clayton High School is a very small school. There's maybe less than 1,000 people. Everybody knew everyone. I knew him without a doubt in high school. Many, many mutual friends. Hadn't seen him in many years. Fast forward, I don't know, a few years ago, we were at an event, and he pretended like he didn't know me. Yeah. Now, I didn't launch his career, but I know damn well he knew who I was.
And you felt, was he big timing? Is that what you're saying?
Looking back, it was more fun to say that he was big timing, but it was, I think, in context, maybe, had I had a moment to explain, oh, yeah, of course. So I don't want to go too hard on him, but he knew damn well who I was.
You're a bigger star than he is in St. Louis, probably.
Maybe. I don't know. I say that a lot about a lot of people. He may not be one of them. He's got a lot of... He became a big star.
He's huge, man.
Yeah.
Doing that New Year's Eve thing every year.
That's right.
With Anderson Cooper. That's big time.
You know what we need here? And I was talking with Courtney. She does the morning show on the Arch. And we were talking the other day, and we both agreed, what we need in this area is a coffee shop.
What?
Brianna...
Let's say you went to Brown.
Yeah, say you went to Brown and you had to start a coffee shop. You start the Brianna Coppage coffee shop. People know who you are. You come in.
Yeah, Beans by Brianna.
Beans by
so
Brianna.
Well in the Central Corridor.
You have a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Sell some Danish.
Yeah.
People can just come in, sit on their laptop, have coffee,
Lindbergh going
hang out with you.
What about refurbished?
That was a Keisha Gray answer there. I'm just spitballing here.
It's Shark Tank. We're in the early stages here. We're just kind of brainstorming.
Right.
I'll be a barista for you. So much of it. Maybe a bookstore.
Oh, keep throwing ideas out.
I'm typically into men more.
No. I don't want to hear that, but I understand.
It seems to me, how would you feel about that? How would you feel if we said we want to get you on the show, but you have to have sex with us? Isn't that basically you can't go on that show without having...
This guy get hotter.
No, can't you? Isn't that the prerequisite? You can go on the show, but you have to have sex with him afterwards?
This is going to be a real bummer for Gabe.
No, seriously, you can't go on. Say, I'll come on your podcast, but I'm not going to have sex with you. They wouldn't put you on. You have to have sex with them both. if you go on the podcast, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I say, Brianna, you want to join us tomorrow at 9? You got to have sex with us if you want to come on. We would never do that.
I think it's because, well, I think they can do that because they have so much publicity.
Yeah, they have quite a following.
Like it gets them more publicity. It gets you more publicity if you go on their show. So it's like mutually beneficial.
Yeah, kind of like this one.
I thought you had a follow-up, Iggy. I apologize.
No, the laugh kind of got me on that one. We're done.
KG in O-Town has a question. He says, quick follow-up. Where did Iggy see the tape, and how much did he pay for it? That's from KG in
Well, it was all over the place. You know,
Which tape are we talking about?
the Lean of the Plug and Adam 22.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, afterwards they had... I didn't steal anything. You just...
I really did think that was like behind a paywall.
No, you just Google it. It's all over the place.
Oh, is that right?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the interview.
Hold on, Brianna, what was your reaction right there? It sounded like you were surprised.
I am.
I just Googled Lean of the Plug podcast Brianna Coppage, and it popped up.
Wow. Ugh. That's so frustrating that people like pirate and steal my content.
I didn't pirate it. Just for the record, I would have.
Plowhawk's done now. Plowhawk's out. I was out on the coffee shop. Plowhawk's out on the pirate. What'll take Jackson out?
I like the sex request with guests.
Well,
make my text with JR a lot hotter.
Pirate, I got to get in there and tape it and post it. I didn't. I just Googled it. It came up. You know, a lot of these things come up, and a lot of people have the wherewithal to make
shovel.
sure it does. No, a lot of people like our friend Princess Feared Adbot.
Our friend. When you say our, it indicates plural.
My friend Princess
Change your
Feared.
Twitter bio.
Princess Feared Adbot. Fierce Adbot. She goes to lengths to like have people. She has like 10 people she's hired to search the web for her stuff, and if it comes up, they get it taken down immediately.
Boy, she could manage that payroll better.
No, I'm just saying there's a lot of people who don't have time to be searching the internet all day to see if their things come up. So I don't know. I didn't steal anything. I just Googled to see if... I was actually seeing if there was anything that came up about the article, about the interview and how it went, and just the video came up.
How it went.
I mean, it wasn't like 35 minutes long. It was like maybe a minute and a half, but still... I didn't steal it, though, Brianna.
Thank you.
Sir. Brianna, welcome, Andy, to the 8 o'clock uninterrupted Strode Story Hour, sponsored by Fantastical Fish Company. Do you want to watch emphysema in the human form cook sludge salmon in a cast iron skillet filled with country crock with a 90% chance of conflicts with neighbors? Cooking with Ken every week live on Instagram. Make sure you get there early because usually there's 3 to 4 people in there in the first 15 minutes. My favorite moment of the show today, when the sponsor came in and forced Iggy to sit in the chair 5 looking like Mickey Carroll in back seat with Timberfake and Mike Lee on their way to watch 10 Show-Me's waitresses with soon-to-be dead grandparents get berated by a soon-to-show-her starfish via text porn star with Todd Wellemeyer and Colby Rasmus hammered drunk on stage. The thought of a 10-year-old Iggy doing a book report on the work ethic of Hugh Hefner. And the shaming of sex workers in between, setting the barefoot 400-meter dash record and shooting an elderly German woman in the neck with a BB gun is a fun little made-up memory. Make sure you text KG and see if he's available to do the show tomorrow when Iggy Carroll inevitably calls in because he threw his shoulder out, reaching a few inches up to grab his coffee off the dais. That's from my team. Good. We don't really need a pop, blueberry pop.